We are at INDESEC 2010, an expo which is devoted to homeland security. This year, 92 companies have participated, which will be showcasing their latest products, which can be used by paramilitary forces as well as by defense forces. I am at ITT stall, which has shown wide range of products which can be used for homeland security as well as defense. With me is Mr. Stewart. Thank you, sir, for talking to us.
Okay. Thank you.
So my first question to you is that how does this product benefits the homeland security and defense forces?
It's a modern radio which enables them to, whilst they're operating, to maintain voice and data communications in a wide network configuration, and enables them to pass that information across the network with very minimal interaction of the soldiers themselves, so they can actually concentrate on the job they have to do rather than worrying about how to communicate between each other.
What kind of competition are you facing in the market, and how do you tend to overcome your competitors?
The competition is very much recognised. There's many competitors, there's a level of domestic and also international competitors. We meet them quite frequently. The way we see it is that we've probably got one of the best systems in this configuration that enables this ad hoc managed network to work, which will give us a competitive edge.
What kind of after-sales services are you providing with the product?
We currently maintain an office here in India, and we will develop that both with people and resources as necessary to support whatever programs we have here in India.
My last question is, sir, what happens if the product support services in case of any political or social conflict occurs between the two countries?
Well, this is actually a situation whereby there is very good positive relationships between the governments at the moment, such that they're all working together to ensure that to counter the problems that are happening in a global environment, that all the nations work together to make sure there isn't a conflict.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you for talking to us. My first question is that, could you please explain what exactly is this?
Sure. What we've got is a data radio. You can imagine having the internet in your hand. You'd like to be able to have all types of voice applications, all types of video applications. And what we've done through a contract with the U.S. government, a group called DARPA, which developed the real internet, we developed a wireless internet, and this is a tactical version of it. So the soldier wears this, and he can, as you know, if you get too far away from me, I can't hear you any longer. With these radios, if we put somebody in between us, it automatically hops between his radio and yours. And so you and I can always communicate. Plus, the big factor is the high amount of high amount of data that we can pass, which allows us to do video. It allows us to do full duplex. So the three of us can all push our push-to-talks at the same time and hold a conversation. You and I can do video conferencing.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I am at iRobot stall, one of the leading companies in robotics. iRobot has displayed two robots. One is Packbot 510 and the other is Negotiator 210. I'll show you how Packbot 510 actually works. Packbot 510 performs multiple missions: route clearance, explosive hazard identification, and explosive detection. It weighs only 25 kgs and it can operate in multiple terrains. It is also very light and it can be carried by a single man. From the troops. With me is Mr. Rual, who will explain to me that how this tent will be beneficial for the paramilitary forces. Sir, thank you.
Well, this particular tent is made for a rescue purpose. It's basically designed for ambulances, as fire department, police departments, and so on. This particular tent has an inflatable structure, so it's very quick to erect. In fact, by a scuba diver tank, we can erect a tent in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. By using compressor, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to erect.
Only one man can inflate the tent?
Only one man can inflate a tent, but the total weight of a tent, which is twice as big as this Expo tent, weighing about 100 kilo. So, but 2 men can carry it and erect it.
There's also a smaller tent here. And what basically is this for?
Well, this particular solution is a private cabin that is comes with a tent as an accessory. This is for creating a private space in a tent when a number of people are living in such construction like this. When you're extending the stay, the necessary for having some privacy is there, and so this comes like an accessory.
Which all countries have already purchased this tent?
This tent we have supplied into the Middle East, to some countries in the Middle East. We have, of course, to Norway. We have the tents as of now in Haiti after the disaster there, and we have also supplied it to other disaster areas.
What kind of response have you got here from the visitors?
Well, we have got a lot of requests here. There have been a constant flow of people coming into our stand and to ask us questions. There are a lot of companies interested in representing us here, because as of now we don't have any representation. So basically we are here just to learn more about the Indian potential.
Thank you, sir. I'm at Camerotech's stall, and today we are going to show you Xavier 800. And we have a representative who's going to tell us. So, how this Xavier 800 actually works?
Xavier 800 and 400, family of two systems based on a technology taking microwave ultraband with radiation, penetrating the walls, getting reflection back to the systems, and displayed it on a screen using a special algorithm patented by the company to show both static object and living people behind the wall. The system actually allows the users to understand the structure of the other side of the wall, how many objects, static objects there, and also if there are any people there, how many of them, and their location. So this information would enable a special operation units before penetrating, first to understand if there is a need to penetrate, or or vice versa. If they have to penetrate, then how to do it, the timing, and based on the location and whatever we have beside understanding from the system about what is going on behind the wall. Actually, we have two systems: the Xavier 800, which is mainly using for intelligence, reconnaissance, intelligence information, for long-term gathering information from the other side. This is mainly used in hostage situation, where you have to learn the pattern of the movement of the terrorist inside, the location of the hostages, etc., etc. This mainly needed for understanding and studying the situation better before penetrating and making any operation behind the wall. On the other hand, we have other system, which is the Xavier 400, which is it's a smaller system. It's 3 kg only, and with this would give you what we call a tactical used for tactical applications, giving you the ability for special operation units to get information on the spot and understand exactly what is inside and penetrate the room if it is needed in a fast time. The Xavier 400 is very small and can be carried on the back with a special backpack, and gives you the ability to understand immediately how and where to operate with our system. This is the only system today in the world that can distinguish between static and living objects, actually, and would display on the screen both the static and the object and the living people inside. This is very important to understand, because you don't want to know only how many people inside, if there are any people inside, but you also want to know what is the structure, and static information is very important to plan your penetration into the room. So this is the only system today that gives you both, and the indication between living and static objects. Very good. Here we see the icons representing, in yellow color, representing a person inside the room. All the blue colors represent static object. By interpreting the location, the size, and all these blue colors, we can, after a very short training, draw up what the structure of the room behind this wall. Good. The system, both systems would give up to 20 meters information behind the system. Here we get again the two people behind the wall. We see both of them. We see their location. We see somebody moving. The red person is moving. The other one is static, is not moving. So there are two people behind this wall, and we know exactly their location and the pattern of movement of each of them. Good.
So there was Mr. Isaac, who just explained us how Xavier 800 actually works. When you go in war, you need to be protected and equipped. And this is when OTS latest Puma M26 comes in. With me is Mr. Stephen, who's going to explain us how this vehicle will actually help paramilitary forces and army in warlike situation. Sir, thank you for talking to us.
Good afternoon. We've developed this vehicle as a light mine-protected vehicle with high mobility. We have seen in the Indian market the availability of medium and heavy mine-protected vehicles with not very good mobility. So this vehicle was pitched specifically for difficult terrain situations and also for internal security, mostly the police forces.
How many people can actually sit in this vehicle?
This vehicle, you get it in different configurations, from the patrol version, like we're sitting in now with 6 people, to the personnel carrier with 10 people, including the driver.
And what kind of weapon equipments one can actually fit in it?
We can fit up to 5.0 Browning weapons on the roof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us. With me is Brigadier Raj Manjanda, who is the person behind this mega event. Sir, 92 companies have participated in this mega event. How has been the response from the companies?
I think we've had a tremendous response this time, considering that we have these issues of Commonwealth Games. We've had issues of many other shows trying to compete with us, but ours is a very focused Homeland Security show. We had a very successful show last year, and I think we've kept up to our name and image and brought this whole forum together for the exhibitors. The show is made up by the exhibitors and the kind of visitors you get. While we've had very good exhibitors, 50% of those are from countries abroad, primarily led by UK, USA and France. We've also had quite a few Israelis, generally very well represented, official support. And we work in association with one of our leading chambers, that is the ASSOCHAM, and that makes it a pretty formidable combination. We've had visitors from practically all the paramilitary forces from a number of states, from West Bengal, from Daman and Diu, from Maharashtra, from Haryana, from Punjab, just name them, and they are here. And from very senior visitors like the Director Generals or additional Director Generals from the paramilitary forces. Apart from that, the armed forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force are also involved in a pretty big way in the internal security and homeland security aspects. And we've had a very good turnout from the Army, from the Navy and the Coast Guard, as well as the Air Force.